MashaAllah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salatu wa salamu ala ibadihi alladhina astafa. Amma ba'du, farabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. وقل ربي أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا بسم الله وبالله وتوكلت على الله. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. In verse number 129, we recite together from the Surah Al-Baqarah, second chapter of the Holy Book of Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم صدق الله العظيم. We start from this narration of the Holy Prophet here, that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he has said that I am the result of supplication of Ibrahim alayhi salam, my father, my ancestor. And this is what he meant by this dua or supplication, that he was telling us that I came to you as a result of the dua or the request that Ibrahim alayhi salam made to Allah, so that he will create a ummah, and then from that ummah he will raise somebody that will do this job. And he did not name him, or he did not mention who should it be, or who should he be, but he said that this man who will rise from this ummah, or from the seeds of Ibrahim, then he will announce in between them his apostleship and his being messenger, and then he will do these works and these tasks he will complete. Maybe at that time when Ibrahim alayhi salam was there living in Mecca or Palestine or in this area, he was coming there and coming to this way. There was no such a place that he could preach, or he could teach, or he could convey the message of Allah. He knew all those things. He was conveyed all those things to himself. He was an apostle from Allah, and he was messenger, but he had not this opportunity so that he could preach the book of Allah, or give the education that Allah want man to learn. So that he and Ismail alayhi salam both made this dua, that, oh Allah, though not now our condition is not like that, that we can do all those work, because in the area that they were living, a very small number of people were living. They were very small, we can say in hundreds only, maybe they can reach 2,000, but they were only in hundreds. And even in the biggest country at that time, there could be not enough people to preach in them widely, so that they are making dua that Allah may give so many descendants, and Allah may um, increase in the children of him, and so that he will have a very big descendancy, and there would be so many children of him, and that they will make an ummah, because they are saying in their supplication that وَمِن ذُرِّيَّتِنَا ummatan, oh Allah, you create an ummah from our children. They are doing this dua, so they don't want one children or some children or 10 or for example maybe 20 or like that. They want ummah. وَمِن ذُرِّيَّتِنَا ummatan muslimatan, and that all ummah should be Muslim. So this supplication is accepted, and Allah accepted a big supplication, a big dua is accepted, and that is what Allah does to his slave, that he accepts their deed and he is content with them. That is what Allah gives, and that is a big deal. And this shows that if somebody turns towards Allah and he asks him and he totally depends on him, then he have no hesitation to give back whatever he wants. And this supplication of Ibrahim is a lesson for us, that if we want from him, then we have to trust in him, and then when we trust and we go according to what he says, then there is no hesitation that he will not accept our dua, and our duas will not be completed. That is for sure, that he will complete and he will respond positively to whatever we ask him. This verse number 129 is also continuation of the supplication or invocation that was being made by Ibrahim and Ismail. And I should remind those all those who are listening to this our translation and interpretation, that this dua was being made while they were doing service of Allah and they were raising the walls of Kaaba. So they are sitting in the center of the link between Arsh and earth, as it is said in some narration, that from Kaaba, where Kaaba is located, some kind of a row of light is linking this Kaaba to the Kaaba which is located on the arsh or on the higher places of heavens. That is what is said in the narration. So they are sitting in the center of communication to heavens, and they are saying and asking this dua, Rabbana wab'as fihim. And when they have completed their dua up to this part, that, O Allah, create a zuriya to us, descendants, and from them make an ummah, and that ummah be Muslim. All those conditions are set, and they are now so sure about their dua that they are now continuing to make plan about that ummah, and they are now doing dua about what in that ummah will be happening and what they like to happen in that ummah. So they are so sure that their dua will be accepted, and they are having this guarantee that they will be not rejected, and their dua will be given good response and a positive response. Rabbana wab'as fihim, and O Allah, raise from that ummah. First you create ummah, that is Muslimah, and then you raise from in between them Rasulan, somebody who will be your apostle, who will be your messenger, who will be sent from you, who will have a message from you, who will be your messenger, who will convey your message to them. It means that you don't let them be alone. Don't let them be alone. Have somebody to be guardian upon them, to guide them, to let them know and go your way by knowledge and by information, and knowing you and knowing your existence and knowing your merits. Rasulan minhum, and also, O Allah, do not send somebody from other nations or from other part of the world, so that it will be so much hard for them to accept him. Send to them an apostle, a messenger that is from in them, and so that they will easily know him, and they can recognize him, and they can take lesson and message of you from them, so that they are not hesitant to get your message from him. So he should be from that ummah itself, minhum. So what will he do? Yatlu alayhim, he will make tilawat alayhim ayatika, your ayat. He will bring back to back your ayat. Yatlu alayhim ayatika, it means that this also can mean reading of the ayat, these ayat which are in Quran. Maybe some translator have translated yatlu alayhim ayatika. It means that he is reading to them your ayat, means ayat which have come in Quran. He will yatlu alayhim. Yatlu tala, yatlu, it is giving this meaning that something that comes after other. Tala means coming after something, another one. And when some different things are put in a row, and one comes after another, that is yatlu, means setting everything after others. And because in the words of ayat and ayat, words are set one after another, so they are also called that this is tilawa, somebody who is doing tilawa, who is reading Quran, or he is reciting Quran, because he is setting word after another, and he is reading them correctly and with the setting that Allah has set. So he is doing tilawa. For this, some of the translators, they have translated that the messenger that will come to this ummah from within them, he will recite to them ayat of Quran. Maybe that also meaning can be taken from this, but another meaning also can be taken, that he will consecutively brings signs of Allah to them. He put one sign after another, one sign after another, and his being there, and his doing his work, and his character, all is signs from Allah, and his character was totally from the first time, and his coming, and his being raised, and his doing life with them while he was in them and within them. He was so separate from them, from aspect of his character, his living method, and his etiquette, and all those things were different, and all of them, every one of his aspect of life were an ayah or a signs from Allah, and there were so many signs of Allah in his life, so they were consecutively different signs were put forward so that if somebody had good mind, he could believe in him very easily. Yatlu alayhim ayatika, and he will put your ayat to them one after another, and we can see that in 23 years, with this loneliness that he had, with being an orphan, being deprived of so many social aspect of pride or those things that they were common in that area at that time, all those things were not here. But with this being orphaning, being lonely and losing father while early age, and losing mother, losing father before coming to birth, and losing mother after coming to birth, and then after a few years, and then losing grandfather who was guardian to him, and then losing also after that losing the second guardian, Abu Talib alayhi salam. Then this man doing that big work, this gigantic work that he set and he did, that is all signs. There are so many signs of Allah, so every step of that is sign of Allah. So maybe this is what is meant here with this word which Allah, this phrase that Allah said, Yatlu alayhim ayatika, not only to read to them Quran. That is not what should be part of supplication, or that is because reading of the Quran or reciting it, it may be done by everybody who has a Quran or who knows Quran or who has learned Quran. So this is not a big job or big thing that a messenger from Allah with the supplication of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and that is a big task that Ibrahim wanting Allah that he should do when he comes, that he should recite Quran on to people. So from this aspect I say that this is from ayat, does not mean these words of Quran that are recited by us, but ayat means signs of Allah that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was reciting, setting towards those who were there, and showing them all those ayat one after another one. So this is what is meant here, and we can consider the other meaning that other interpreter or translator have said, that he will recite these ayat and words of Quran to the people. And there are some other works starting from here. First was that he will recite ayat of you to the people, or he will show your signs to the people, and وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ, and then he will teach them, وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ, and then he will teach them. And we will inshallah, there are some aspect of discussion that we inshallah do it in the next session, as Allah gives us that tawfiq to be in the service of book of Allah, and to offer our humble service and our humble struggle and strive to reach the meaning that Allah have meant from these ayat. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you all.